Hello, this is Frontline here, and welcome to another video. And in this one, I am going to share a story with all of you that I actually almost forgot about from a long time ago. And it involves me, my dog, and a run-in with the police. To backtrack a little bit, my dog was doing good. He was at the vet, and we were just hanging out. He got his heartworm medicine, he got all sorts of different stuff that he was treated for that day. So my parents were going to pay for all of that stuff, and to kill some time, they sent me outside to walk the dog around a little bit and make sure that he's not anxious just waiting inside of the veterinarian waiting room. Zane is a very anxious dog, and around new people and new dogs, he just whines a lot, and sometimes he wants to play with them, sometimes he's just like deathly afraid of them. Like, who knows why that happens, but that's the reason I was having to walk the dog. I just needed to make sure that he wasn't anxious and wasn't going to do anything like weird in that kind of situation. So the vet is attached to other different buildings in the area, and really it was just like 50 meters going back and forth around the different buildings because I didn't feel like walking across any streets or anything trying to dodge the cars that were there. So it was just really boring having to go around and have the dog just be walking that way. So then I make the biggest mistake of that night. Because I was really bored of that same 50 meters, I actually decided, hey, you know what? We're going to have Zane go right on back into the back alleyway. It'll be a good old time. It'll just be some sort of adventure that he'll love and be able to do stuff on. So we go down the alleyway, and as I retell the story, I realize that yes, an alleyway does not sound like a very great place to just walk a dog, but believe me, it was between a neighborhood and this hardware store. So it's not like it was just this dingy alleyway. It was just like a bunch of rocks that I was all like, Zane will not be bored of going back and forth here. So we were just walking and not really doing anything, and then some cats just walk out from where the hardware store was. There were probably just some strays that were wandering about the area, and I was just like thinking, Zane might want to chase those cats or something. It would be a little bit something to take energy out of him. I mean, Zane doesn't really attack cats. It's like, normally he would just want to chase them. Honestly, with animals, he normally just wants to play with them. It's like even with like lizards in our backyard, he just decides, hey, I'm just going to attack this thing, bite at it, but not really kill it or eat it or anything, just look at it. So my thinking was the cats were just going to be scared of the dog. He's like 60 pounds, Zane is just like this big ferocious guy. I mean, not when you know him, but you know, he's the ferocious guy. But it was a bad assumption to say that the cats were just going to run away. What happened was that one of the cats, most of them ran away, but one of the cats decided they were going to go sideways, arch their back, and do a Michael Jackson right towards Zane, and it was terrifying. The cat was just trying to attack, and Zane didn't realize this, so I kept tugging at Zane, being all like, hey, we gotta get out of here, that cat is going to murder you. It just was doing the dance of death. It was just like the cat decided that he had enough of any of this. So anyway, I was tugging at Zane, trying to make him run the other way, trying to run away from the Michael Jackson cat. And we eventually were able to get out of the alleyway. The cat didn't harm Zane, didn't harm me, and I was just hoping that the cats wouldn't follow us out of there, and I don't think they did. My parents were done at this point. Like, if I had waited maybe 2 more minutes and not gone down the alleyway, none of this would have happened. But we tried to go back to the car. We just were done. We were going to take Zane home and call it a day. The main thing that happened, though, was that there was this police car going down the little street that I was on, and I ran right in front of him, and then his lights just came on, a siren, like, made me literally jump out of the air while running with Zane. So the main thing that I was thinking at this moment was, you know what? I probably shouldn't have ran right in front of him. And the funny thing looking at back is that pedestrians technically have the right of way, so I didn't really do anything wrong. But that was still my logic. I was thinking I jumped right in front of a police car and it got really mad that I did that. So I went on this whole entire rant in my mind, like, okay, I'm sorry, that I ran right in front of your car, I'll be more safe in the future. That's not what the policeman was after. So he gets out of his car. My heart is pounding like a giant brass drum. Is a brass drum a thing? Well, whatever. My heart was beating like a drum. So the first thing that he says is, "You trying to attack feral cats?" At this point, I was completely confused. I did not realize that that was what he was after. So apparently what happened was the cop actually was kind of like looking down the alleyway right at the wrong moment. So just as the Michael Jackson cat was like being a smooth criminal right my way, apparently the cop peered around the corner and he thought that I was running away from him, not away from the cat that was literally trying to kill me. And I was just speechless. And that's not a good thing to be when accused of a crime. He thought that I was more guilty just because of that. So at this point I was trying to tell him the truth, tell him that really I was just trying to walk around the dog after a vet visit, but he didn't believe me. He just thought I was this troublemaker who was up to no good at this point. So one of the things that I'm still not sure about this story is whether the cop actually believed me in the end. Because he could have just been stubborn and not wanted to admit that he was wrong about what happened back in that alleyway, or he just didn't want to worry about what law I broke by having my dog chased after some cats and heck not even do anything to them. So I never got arrested or fined for that accident. Yay. So yeah, I'm not really complaining about the whole entire thing. It's not like anything happened. It's not like I got this ticket for having my dog chase after a cat. But the one thing I can say is that I will never go down that alleyway with a dog or even alone. I really do not want to go back there again, because that cop is going to be waiting. He's going to pull around the corner just waiting for me to be there. So if I ever need to run around Zane after a checkup where there's an alleyway filled with gangster cats led by Michael Jackson, as well as a cop who believes that I am up to no good, I am just going to go my 50 meters back and forth, not deviating from the standard path. Smooth criminal.